in the corner, and yeah, he does. He does pick off that observer, so that observer is no longer getting any information for Reach, and we are seeing we're seeing Reach's first-person view, my apologies, and we're seeing Reach slow down a couple more gateways here, so he'll be up to 6 gateways, I believe, very soon, yeah. He's going to be up to 6 gateways pretty shortly, and still producing units, still macroing up, producing another observer here as well, and actually it looks like, yeah, okay, sorry, that was Reach again. I thought they'd moved on to Anytime's base, and I was going to say, hey, look, they both got 6 gateways up at almost the same time as well. And Anytime's first High Templar is out. We'll see whether he decides to morph them into Archons or if he was researching Storm. I do prefer Storm a lot over just straight Archons. In my opinion, I think it's a lot stronger to get the Storm first. And from what I've seen, usually Storm, if you have one player go for Storm, one player go for Archons, the Stormer usually comes out the victor there. And actually, it looked like Reach's Anytime also produced a Dark Templar, and Reach had an observer that could have seen it, but he didn't. He moved it out of position. I think he was following another unit of Anytime's. I'm not sure what that unit was, and therefore Anytime was able to move a DT around the right side of the map. I don't know what that unit on the left side is, but I'm sure the observers will show us in a little bit here. And there's DT from Reach too, so both players just playing exactly similar here. And now Reach showing his hand, attacking that pylon, so now Anytime knows that the DT is there, and he should be able to respond accordingly. He should be able to send out a few Dragoons and just take down that DT with ease, along with an observer, of course. Yeah, it looked like it was just a probe that went off to the left that was being chased around. And it looks like a probe for Anytime is again at the minerals of the top minerals of the second ramp floor of Reach, just watching that again. I don't know if he's trying to mine it out or if he's just hanging tight. And the Forge is spinning, so that's going to probably be for +1 upgrade for Anytime's ground units. It does look like a building of some form has been placed in the top right for Anytime, probably just a pylon there for now. But I am interested to see if he decides to do anything with that. And Reach actually looks like now he's going to mine out his second ramp, so he's doing it voluntarily on his own, going to mine that out. And then maybe even he might be going for a third base, going for that mineral only or something along those lines. And we do see High Templar out for Reach as well here. And Anytime has moved out with the few Dragoons. I think he took care of that DT that was on the right side of about the 3 o'clock position. And now we've got DTs crossing each other's path. And actually, Reach is setting up a base, or setting up for a base at the 10 o'clock position. So there it goes. It goes up. And if Anytime goes across that bridges and seas with the DT, and he didn't cross the bridges, so he has no idea. It looks like another pylon here on the left side might go down to a DT of Reach, and some Dragoons are there for Anytime, but no observer is there quite yet. He needs that observer to get there, and no, it's going to be late. That observer is going to be too late, so that DT runs away. I don't know what happened to Anytime's DT. I think he just brought it back on the left side. Yeah, he did just bring it back. But I don't think Anytime knows about that base at the 10 o'clock position. He really should have. And there's a High Templar there at the natural trying to storm, but not only it's got 5 kills, I believe. I believe that Stormer got 5 kills, and that other second Storm actually might have gotten most of the kills for them. The first Storm did not look like it was all that effective. It was hitting more of the cannons than anything else, but making good use out of the shuttle and able to get a few probe kills there, able to do the real first damage of the game, even though it wasn't a lot. 5 probes is not critical by any sort of means, but you know, every little bit in a mirror matchup helps. But Reach is getting his third base up already, and Anytime looks like he's setting up for a third base at his, I believe that would be about the 4 o'clock position, 5 o'clock, something like that. We'll go with 5 o'clock, and but his third base will be up a little bit later than Reach. It shouldn't make too big of a difference here. Both players are still very, very evenly matched with extremely similar builds, extremely similar strategies, even in their timings of placing expansion and everything. Anytime actually throwing down 3 cannons at that third base. I don't believe Reach has placed any cannons at all. And Anytime still has that shuttle by the natural expansion of Reach that's going to be able to drop High Templars once they get more energy and storm the heck out of Reach again. Reach should really just send 1 or 2 Dragoons over there and take care of that. He could pincer it with 1 or 2 Dragoons on one side of the ridge and 1 or 2 Dragoons on the other ones and just get rid of that shuttle. But he's not choosing to do so, and I think this could be dangerous for him. I think the Stormer was just dropped. I'm just watching the minimap more than anything else. But it looks like Anytime's also moving into the middle of the map, crossing the bridges on his side, and now we're going to see the big fight. And now good storm going off by Anytime. Reach's counterstorm's not doing as effective, although it does get a couple good ones there. And now we're seeing a whole lot of good storms by Reach now all over Anytime's units. Anytime not moving his Dragoons out at all, just absorbing a lot of that damage. And now we're seeing some decent counterstorms from Anytime. It actually looks like Anytime has more Dragoons, so he should be able to take this battle. Actually, he's going to be able to take this battle and wipe out Reach's army out on the field. But Reach does have reinforcements coming in the form of several Archons as well as some more Dragoons and Zealots. And this might be enough to stop Anytime from advancing too far. But Anytime with an Archon of his own able to hold off Reach here. This is going to be very, very close whether or not Reach is going to be able to hold this back. Good attempted storm by Reach, but a great dodge by Anytime. And Anytime getting another storm off, getting a couple of Dragoons there, able to do a decent amount of damage. And it still looks like Anytime has the field. Anytime still has the field. Only Zealots being sent out now by Reach, and Anytime not really bothering to micro. Okay, now he's back to the battle, back to microing here. But Anytime, I think, definitely came out victor in that battle, even though technically it looks like Reach has the field. Anytime, I feel, did a lot more damage, and Anytime was sending a lot less of his reinforcements than Reach was. Reach was sent, I believe, probably 2 good waves of reinforcements and able to finish that off, and I don't think Anytime had to send any reinforcements past his initial attack force. And now we're seeing another shuttle being loaded up with what we will see. I have no idea what's in that. Passed over his main force, so it must have picked up something earlier. I have no idea what's in that. I'm expecting more Stormers going for that 10 o'clock base and going to try and get a big hit off there. But it's going to get scouted out by this Observer. Yeah, that Observer is absolutely going to see it. And we'll see whether or not it's still effective. Reach should be able to see this coming and be able to respond accordingly and be ready to move his probes around. He has thrown out a couple of cannons, and he got a lot of zealots in there as well. And that shuttle actually could go for the main as well if it doesn't want to go for this third base here. And Reach already pulled off a lot of probes, and this is just a very much disrupting Reach's mining and his multitask, forcing him to devote a lot of effort here. And Anytime, this is very little effort for Anytime in order to do this. So once again, it's just a little bit of an advantage for him, especially considering he could have actually gone for a drop there. I think if he wanted to, he could have gone for a drop there and probably gotten a decent storm off or two, but chose instead to keep his shuttle back. I don't even know if that shuttle's loaded up with anything. It might have been a completely fake out shuttle. That's always possible as well. And now Anytime throwing up his 4th base at the bottom left. That is a mineral only. So he's throwing up some cannons there as well in order to defend. And we see he has a couple DTs as well. Going to check out the top part of Reach's base to see if anything else has been produced in that area. And that top ramp is mined out. So if that is a DT there at the 12 o'clock position for Anytime, that could be very, very devastating, or at least annoying for Reach to have to deal with. And now here comes Anytime again on the left side of the map with another shuttle. I've got to think that that's loaded up with something. I can't think that that's just empty. But Reach looks like he's getting ready to intercept this with Dragoons. And that shuttle is absolutely going to go down. It drops one of the Stormers, and it gets one storm off, only gets a couple of probe kills, but not that effective at all. And Reach definitely comes out far, far ahead on that exchange, getting the shuttle and probably 2 Stormers and maybe even a Zealot or 2, and only losing a couple of probes, so it comes out well ahead here. And Anytime is getting his 4th base up, whereas Reach does not look like he's even setting up for a 4th base here at all. And now 1 DT for Reach is going to take down the DT of Anytime. Absolutely, that is critical. And here at the top of the map, that's obnoxious. Actually, Anytime able to save that DT, able to micro it around, and Reach not willing to devote enough to pay attention and take that down. That DT actually has 5 kills. I don't know what it's been killing, whether it was killing probes or maybe even High Templar. That would be pretty critical if it was actually able to sneak into the barrack or the gateway lines and kill a couple High Templars. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not really sure what those 5 kills are. And now we're seeing Anytime move most of his forces across the right side of the map, and actually no, they're just pretty much on patrol across the middle of the map. We'll see when either player decides to actually move across the middle. And that looks like Anytime's actually thinking about pushing across. Yeah, Anytime is pushing across here, and then he backs off. Reach at the same time is throwing up a base at the 9 o'clock position, which will give him his 4th base, which will be gas as well, whereas Anytime's 4th base will not give him gas. And here comes a big fight in the middle. We're seeing storms going off by both players. Better storms, I think, by Reach here, catching a lot of Anytime's forces on the bridges, whereas Anytime's force was shooting a lot of open air that wasn't very effective. And Anytime also losing a couple observers here, and Reach actually pushing across the bridges and able to do so pretty successfully. Got most of his force across. If he wants to engage, he could. And it looks like we are going to see an engagement here. Good storms by Anytime here on the right side, on the right flank, and now more storms by Anytime. Where are Reach's storms?